Ladies and gentlemen, what's Raila Odinga's game plan for 2027? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. And I was reading a newspaper today, the Star newspaper, and the headline is very interesting. Because smart people read the Star, the headline is Raila in early 2027 sixth bid plan. Let me just read for you a paragraph there. Azimio leader Raila Odinga has embarked on an aggressive political strategy to position himself for a sixth stab at the presidency in 2027. It has emerged that Raila could soon unveil a robust campaign to push for far-reaching reforms at the Supreme Court and the Electoral Commission. So which means, according to this story, Raila Odinga is likely on a mission to reforms two things: the judiciary and the IEBC. But I want us to look at Raila Odinga's game plan. So in this video, I want us to look at the general game plan of Raila Odinga based on his recent moves. But I want to split it into three. The first thing I want to look at is what Raila Odinga should actually do right now, immediate or short-term plans. Then I want also to look at his options, because Raila Odinga has contested 5 times, and opinions is actually divided whether he should go ahead and contest again or he should support someone else. So I want us to also look at the options which are available to him, and then dwell now on his game plan based on his latest moves. Before we get into all those, in case you are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without the support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us begin this video. And I want to ask you a question, and I require your honest answer. 2 questions probably. The first question: do you think Raila Odinga should retire from active politics? Yes or no? Just say retire or no. The second question: do you think Raila Odinga should contest for the presidency in 2027? Again, yes or no. I'm going to read those answers just to see or to gauge what you think. Personally, I think Raila Odinga has 4 options which we are looking shortly. But what should Raila Odinga do right now, if you ask me? For me right now, Raila Odinga should focus on 3 or 4 things only. The first thing Raila Odinga should focus on is revamping his party, ODM party. The truth of the matter is that majority of ODM supporters lost faith in ODM in the last election. Nyanza, for example, which has been Raila Odinga's bedrock, majority of people are now not happy with the way ODM conducted its nomination. As a matter of fact, the people of Nyanza voted for Raila Odinga just for the love of Raila Odinga, but not because of that party. The truth is, if they were to be given a chance again, they would not vote for ODM party. But ODM is the dominant party there. In Nyanza, for example, ODM party, almost all sitting members of parliament in ODM were awarded nomination certificates, which means you can imagine a situation where young people invested their monies to campaign to kick out the people who are sitting on those seats, and then none of them managed to get a chance because the ODM party preferred certain individuals, members of parliament. Then you go to the county assembly, the same. And then the worst bit of it now is how nominations to the county assemblies were done. People who have stuck with the party were never nominated, but people ended up nominating their girlfriends, their friends, their families, their relatives, all those kind of stories. So the first thing which Raila Odinga must embark on is not to attend Oduro Ngwen's book launch. Raila Odinga should be attending ODM events, but with only one mission: revamping the party. ODM cannot be a party where, up to this stage, for like, I was actively involved in ODM youth activities in 2011. From that time up to now, no elections has been conducted. So you have the same officials who are 20, who are around 35 years old that time, still clinging on to ODM Youth League, a youth league which is supposed to churn out young leaders. So that's the first thing Raila Odinga should embark on. The second thing, in my view, if you can't do that, then Raila Odinga should actually disappear from public. And I don't know who advises Raila Odinga and whether sometimes these people are actually being paid for Raila Odinga to make mistakes. The feelings amongst those who support Raila Odinga, whether in Wiper, whether in Kenya, whether in Jubilee, is that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta should disappear from politics. And that's why when Uhuru Kenyatta failed to attend the peace talk in Ethiopia, they were so happy. They don't want Raila Odinga, they don't want Uhuru Kenyatta in public. Raila Odinga should take that advantage and follow Robert Greene's law number 16, which states clearly that use absence to increase strength and honor. That law number 16 is what Raila Odinga should apply at this stage. Let him disappear. Why should Raila Odinga make public appearances at this time? When the country, sometimes it was just good for Raila Odinga to keep on his supporters in silence, in suspense. Like after the Supreme Court ruling, he issued that statement. He said, okay, we'll respond. He responded. Raila Odinga, after responding, should just go back and disappear. Not making appearances. Maybe a church service there, maybe a funeral there, but without making any serious pronouncement. Raila Odinga should just disappear from the public for him to increase his strength and honor. The third thing which I think Raila Odinga should do, and I'm going to do a comprehensive analysis, is actually his relationship with the United States of America and with the British. Because Raila Odinga has won the presidency before. We can debate any other time, but 2007, Raila Odinga clearly won the presidency. He was never declared the president. Again, this one, the 2022, if you look at the margin, the kind of involvement of the international community, the IBC, it is clear Raila Odinga was not defeated. The only fact is William Ruto was declared the president. So, in my view, Raila Odinga should, instead of making a noise about the international community ganging against him, he should engage, in my view, lobbyists who can then go to those people and understand why they hate him so that he can correct those. So for me, those are the three things which Raila Odinga should do as a matter of urgency. But what are his options? Before we look at his game plan, what are Raila Odinga's options? For me, Raila Odinga has 4 options. And the first option for me is to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Why support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka for 2027? I'm not saying he should not run. If running will give him the presidency, it's okay. But for me, the best option for Raila is to support Kalonzo Musyoka. Why? Kalonzo Musyoka has proved that indeed he has the support of the Kamba nation. When you thought that Ruto was going to overrun him in Ukambani, the Ukambani emerged and they voted for Kalonzo. Again, for the first time now, at least, Kalonzo has the governor for Makwiny, the governor for Kitui, and the governor of Machakos. He has the senator for Makwiny, senator for Kitui, and senator for Machakos. Kalonzo has majority of governors, MPs, senators, women rep, all of them from Ukambani. And the fact that he has this support, it means Raila Odinga can also persuade his support base, and if they add to Kalonzo Musyoka, something can come out of it. Because even Raila Odinga's support base from Coast, Western, they have the feeling that at least Kalonzo has the support. Number 2, to also do away with this betrayal tag, that Raila Odinga has always betrayed his, or those who have stood with him. It is now Raila Odinga's time to rudisha mkono to Kalonzo Musyoka. And again, Kalonzo Musyoka's chances of becoming the president are also so high. The fact is, these are probably there's going to be some fallout in Kenya Kwanza. And if that fallout is not going to be enough, Kenya Kwanza is going to fail in so many other ways. So there are people who are going to be dissatisfied with Kenya Kwanza, especially from the mountain. So the mountain can support Kalonzo, which means Kalonzo Musyoka's chances are high. He can get the support from Mount Kenya. Kalonzo can get support from the Luo people. He can get support from Raila Odinga support base. And Ukambani is guaranteed if he will be on the ballot. So for me, the first option for Raila is to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. His second option, if you ask me, is to decide to pair Kalonzo and Martha. Either convince Martha to support Kalonzo or Kalonzo to support Martha. But for me, based on the results of 2022, the August election, I don't think Martha would be a serious bet. She failed to deliver for me. So it's an option he can consider, but for me, no. Martha really failed, because the votes which Raila Odinga got from the mountain are actually those people who stuck or supported Raila Odinga because of Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila would have still gotten those votes, even if the percentage would have reduced, as long as Uhuru was supporting him. But now, my issue is, that's an option he can consider. His third option, which I know most of his supporters would want, is a sixth bid. Raila Odinga has contested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the sixth would be his lucky number. But unless certain things happen, I don't see Raila Odinga's sixth bid as viable. Even those who stood with him, the way they conducted the nominations, I don't think it would be that viable. But again, you can't rule out Raila Odinga. He can reinvent himself at any time. And the last option is to retire. Just retire from politics without doing anything, without talking, just go to Bondo or Karen, meet with Wazis, enjoy the company of the grandchildren. But being a politician, I don't think retiring is one of the options. But having said that, what are his game plans based on his latest political moves? For me, I'm seeing Raila Odinga as a game plan as emerging. The first game plan is to engineer reforms. And Raila Odinga is targeting the judiciary and is also targeting the electoral body. The truth of the matter is that for me, I've never forgiven Raila Odinga for the fact that he accepted to go into the last election with Wafula Chebukati as the IEBC chairperson. The fact that Raila was with Uhuru and they were controlling the state machinery, that was the moment for Raila Odinga to engineer electoral reforms. Of course, for the judiciary, I think they just failed him. But electoral reforms was one thing which Raila Odinga ought to have engineered at that time. But based on his plans, he has stated it before, he has repeated it, Raila Odinga has a clear strategy on how he's going to move forward. The game plan is engineer electoral reforms. Whether he will be able to rally Kenyans behind the move is still something I can't tell at this stage. But Raila Odinga's first game plan is reforms. Number two, I also tend to think that Raila Odinga has also decided for the first time now to pursue the US and the British. These are people who have ensured that he was never declared the president of the Republic of Kenya. In fact, if you look at the way William Ruto has been treated by the US, it's clearly he was their project. The truth of the matter is that the US was facing a serious headache. The headache of the Russia and the Ukraine war was also there. So the US found themselves right in the middle. So as much as they were not for Raila Odinga, you can't also claim that the US was supporting Ruto. They were not. But now they had to weigh between Raila Odinga, a person who has leaning towards the east, and Ruto, a capitalist they know, who would have stood with them, who can be their puppet. So they opted to support Ruto, and that's why they are trying to give Ruto the much needed support at this particular stage. So the truth is, Raila Odinga has finally decided, based on what I'm suspecting, to engage the US but not diplomatically. For me, I would have suggested for Raila Odinga to identify a lobbyist, get money, pay them, let them deal with the PR with the US outside the country. And the fourth game plan, I think Raila Odinga, in my view, might revive kind of BBI initiative, because based on Kenya Kwanza government structure, they are likely also to support that kind of arrangement, where we have the Prime Minister in the name of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, where we have the positions like those of Chief Administrative Secretaries being sneaked into the Constitution. So, and also maybe to devolve more funds. So Raila Odinga is likely to attempt to revive BBI. And the last game plan for Raila Odinga, which for me I would not want him to go to, and because Raila Odinga hardly takes some of these advices, he will go for it. Raila Odinga is likely to start putting Kenya Kwanza government to task, providing an alternative government. The feelings on the ground by Raila Odinga supporters is that let Kenyans suffer at the hands of Kenya Kwanza. Let Kenya Kwanza commit their mistakes. Raila Odinga should just relax. But I'm seeing a situation where one of his strategies is going to be to provide alternative to Kenya Kwanza. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you, guys. In case you are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you, guys, and may you have a good time. Bye-bye.